Which is very interesting, because I was also going to ask about the police making a police report, right? That was one of the findings that the panel had, which was that there was this impression that only a family member can make a police report, right? Which is very I was like, huh? But in Singapore, we make police report for anything and everything. You know, someone I'm upset with someone, I'm call police, right? Why do you think this fear of making police reports exists among maybe in the social work sector, especially with people who deal with cases with families?
Okay. Actually, we have guidelines, right? We need to make a police report under certain circumstances. For example, when it's concerned sexual abuse, right? We are concerned that life is at risk. There are threats to safety. Yeah. So actually, we need to make a report. But usually, we will encourage the family members or the victims themselves to make a report first, because that can be very empowering for them as well. Yeah, and they also have the information. But if, let's say, they are not able to do so, then we will come in to make a report. Yeah, so maybe there are times where professionals may struggle with, right? I have heard this. I don't want to strain the relationship with the family, right? Because it's very hard to engage family.
Which is what the panel also said. Yeah.
Or they are concerned about client self-determination, whether it should be the client themselves making the decision. Yeah. But I think one guiding principle should be safety first. If you know that this is going to compromise, the safety and put someone at risk, that we need to come in to make a report. And making a report could be either police, or it could be even like child protection, for example.
Teresa, do you think we still have a mindset about what people do behind closed doors is their problem? Or even when parents punish kids, it's not my issue to deal with because it's their kid and they want to.
I think that generally people are more aware of family violence issues, and I think more of them are reporting. If you look at the number of calls to the NAVH, the National Anti-Violence and Sexual Harassment Hotlines, the number of calls have been going up. I mean, anecdotally, I hear from people like Siu Fong that public is more willing to report now. Because it exists that the significant portion of people feel that they are not comfortable to intervene or do something. But I think that mindset is also slowly changing, I feel.
Siu Fong, do you want to...
Yeah.
Do you see people who
yes,
decline to intervene because it's no, I don't want to get involved in this?
Yes. I know there are a lot of reasons why some people find it hard to come forward. Yeah. And we really hope to encourage more to come forward. Yeah. Because coming forward can be, I remember someone who actually really read about the report and then come forward and say, am I also doing the same? And when you say it happened behind closed door, yeah, I think precisely because it happened behind closed door, sometimes it can be hard. Yeah. And we know there are people who are struggling, right?
Especially when you mentioned the three, so that was addiction, mental health, and violence.
Violence.
So that's, do you call it the three?
Toxic trio.
Toxic trio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that can make it even more complex and challenging.
How often do you find cases with a toxic trio?
Actually, quite often.
Okay.
I mean, but that's why at our agency, we also have a multidisciplinary team, to come in together for us to present and consult for some of these more complex cases. Yeah, because I think just now you talk about, I mean, we may have that blind spot, right? For us, actually, it's very important to have assessment all the time, right? Because it's ongoing. The risk can be escalating anytime. Dynamics of the risk is such that we need to be on our toe. Yeah. But at the same time, we may miss out some important parts. That's why having a multidisciplinary team coming together to join the dots, and then look at what are some of the protective factors, the risk factors, right? And what can we do together, right? Or do we need to call in any relevant authorities, for example, right? So that is where we actually can work together. So the multi-hand approach still work. It can still work. But sometimes it may be just about jumping into a call together, having the relationship and say, can we do more? What can we do more? Make more concerted effort, for example.